Hello, welcome back to Father and Son Investing. There is hot breaking news right now regarding I-bonds. The new I-bond interest rate will be 6.89%. Now that is greater than what most of us were thinking. We all thought it would be 6.48 to 6.47%. I was one of those included. Why is this rate higher than expected? I'll cut to the chase. I'll just give you that right now. All right, how did that new 6.89% come about? Well, you will notice that there is a fixed rate here of 0.4%. We're going to add that to the semi-annual inflation rate, which is 3.24%. And they actually multiply this 0.4% times the semi-annual inflation rate to add in a little bit extra here. So to get their composite formula, we took the 0.4%. We're going to do 2 times the 3.24% because we want this as an annualized rate so that we can compare one rate to another. And then they take the 0.4% and multiply it by that semi-annual inflation rate. Do all of that math, and you come out with 0.689, which is 6.89%. So that's fantastic. You're getting more than you thought you were. I think it's important to show people how they can go about finding information for themselves. If you ever want to know about the regulations that govern I-bonds, if you go to this page on Treasury Direct, it's called the Laws and Regulations. You hit the Savings Bond Regulations part, and you can go ahead and scroll on down to Offerings of Series I. So it is Part 359 in the Code of Federal Regulations that's going to cover that. We're just going to touch on this quickly. I won't bore you to death. I've highlighted the fixed or fixed rate of return. We'll just see that that's a component of the composite annual rate. Remember, the composite rate is determined by the inflation rate plus the fixed rate. And it says here that it is established by the Secretary of the Treasury for the life of the bond. So if you purchase these now after November 1st, you get that 0.4% for the life of the bond. This is the last part I will show you from the Code of Federal Regulations in this video. I just want to touch on this question, what is the fixed rate? Because we want to determine how this fixed rate came about. And it just says the Secretary or the Secretary's designee determines the fixed rate of return. That's it. There's no magic secret here. The Secretary, currently Janet Yellen, or one of her designees will determine what the new fixed rate is. In this case, they determined that it would be 0.4%. So everyone who purchases an I-bond after November 1st up until next May 1st when the new rate is announced will have that fixed rate attached to their bond for the life of the bond. Remember that I-bonds are good for 30 years. In my previous video, I explained more about the fixed rate and some of the rationale behind should they add some to it or should they leave it the same. I was in the camp of they shouldn't add anything to the fixed rate. I was looking at that from the standpoint of what's good for the U.S. government. I thought that there was enough interest in I-bonds already that they didn't need to add anything to the fixed rate. However, we also discussed a good argument for why they should add some to the fixed rate. If you haven't watched that video, I'd encourage you to go back and watch it. Now, what does this mean for your bond? It means, again, that 0.4% for the life of the bond. But does that mean that it's a guaranteed minimum of 0.4%? Well, we'll discuss that in the next video. Please like and share this video. Feel free to leave some comments about what you thought would happen to the fixed rate and whether you're happy that the fixed rate went up or not. Until next time, enjoy your investing.